Have you ever turned out to be right about something and absolutely hated that you did? Maybe that thing was so incredibly obvious that when your point was so plainly illustrated, you were like, that was very avoidable. Did that thing involve someone's death? Well, that's where I am right now. A couple days ago in Ankara, an OBGYN resident of just 3 months, finishing up her 36-hour shift as per usual, leaves the hospital and presumably falls asleep at the wheel and crashes into an idle truck at full speed and dies. This has been one of my big fears for a long while now. I just never imagined it to be this bad. But like it's such a dangerous thing that's also so mundane for no apparent reason at all. Even being tired coming off like a 12-hour shift, I feel way less than ideal and I actually feel unsafe while driving. Here you go, straight off the CDC website. Being awake for 24 hours is equal to having a blood alcohol content of 0.1%. Listen to this. Sleeplessness accounts for impaired perception, difficulties in keeping concentration, vision disturbances, slower reactions, and the appearance of micro episodes of sleep during wakefulness, which obviously lead to lower capabilities and efficiency of task performance and to increased number of errors. Here's a fun study. Just change lanes when I tell you to. Oh, whoops. Looks like you can't even do that properly. Even the Try Guys did a little sleep deprivation driving experiment, and spoiler alert, they sucked at driving. Well, sleep deprived.
Oh. Good driving. Oh.
I grab a coffee before I go out. I'm usually fine. Coffee makes it worse!
I drive sleepy so often, and once I get coffee and I'm like, I can do anything. I can take over the world.
Apparently this meme was just born to spit facts. You know what? Forget driving for a second. I just want to talk about sleep deprivation in general. Listen to this. Sleep deprivation results in poor memorizing, schematic thinking, which yields wrong decisions, and emotional disturbances such as deteriorated interpersonal responses and increased aggressiveness. So sleep deprivation turns you into a dumber, more crude version of yourself. Maybe it's just where I live, I doubt it, but I see a lot of doctors get annoyed very easily with patients, and I see even more patients get annoyed with doctors because they weren't smiley enough, or I don't know. Say hello to a potential easy fix. Letting people fulfill their basic human necessities. Sleeplessness also relates to the changes in the immune response and the pattern of hormonal secretion. Nothing works properly, basically, okay? You thought that was just the short term? You want to guess which way the risk of diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular diseases goes? Look at my tweet from just last week. Physician burnout and even suicides are always a hot topic in the back of our minds, but this really has to stop. I mean, I get that there are a lot of problems, but this, I don't care where you are in the world. It's literally an essential part of human life. It's sleep. It's sleep. It's a third of a normal human life. Doctors are supposed to make people healthier, or at least tell them or show them how to be healthier. But they're also supposed to completely disregard their own health. Literally inhumane conditions. I mean, let's do a little empathy exercise for that woman. Rümeysa Berin Şen was her name. Here's her bloodied ID card from after the crash if any of you wanted to feel sadder. So the system here is built on centralized exams at every step of the way, right? Mind you, these exams are pretty hard because they're the only factor that determine who gets in and who doesn't. So beginning at least 11 years old, at 6th grade, she was told, okay, you gotta study every year and then get yourself into a nice high school, and that's gonna be a launch pad for your awesome future. This is all in your hands, baby, let's go. And then she gets into a nice high school, all right? And then 4 years of, okay, there's this one exam that you're gonna take, and when you take that, you're set for the future. And then there's 6 years of medical school, right? And then all throughout that, she's thinking, oh man, as soon as I finish this 6th year, it's gonna be home free, baby. Whoops, nope, there's like one of the hardest exams in the world, the specialty exam, and she passes that exam. She's like 25 years old at this point, and she gets into a program, an OBGYN program, and whoops, she's being treated like trash. And then she's thinking, okay, 5 years of this and then I'm home free, right? Well, the last thing she said before leaving the hospital was, I tried my best to finish everything. Don't hesitate to call me if you need anything. And her mother was at home, waiting for her with the breakfast table set. These people are literally being abused while they're supposedly living their dream. And there's something just extra sad about that. Like, some of these people were really idealistic getting to where they were, but not a lot of them are still happy that they got there. Another important message to take home from all this is don't let life pass you by. Tomorrow isn't promised. Not even breakfast today is promised. Realize how valuable your time is and try and live a meaningful day. I do, of course, have to address the elephant in the room, choosing to drive after a 36-hour shift. Now, I've seen some disgusting comments. Like, absolutely abhorrent comments. One of them, and they're claiming they're a doctor as well, called it natural selection. Oh. Compassion? Have you ever heard of it? And is this the time for that? Really? Sadly, you can be barely human and also have truth in what you say as well. Guys, please. It's no joke. Do not drive while sleep deprived. Is it weird if I... Bars? No, but seriously, this it's not okay. It's not normal. I know some people have to work really far from home, but I mean, obviously, the risk is not worth the reward. It's a little comfort. Maybe you'd have to wait until a decent hour comes and you can take a bus, but it's, you know, the risk is pretty high. Stay safe. Goodbye.
It's starting.